Antisocial Butterfly Podcast. We are here to inspire dreams and help you spread your wings to fly. Baby girl, it's okay to be shy. But now it's time to kiss fear goodbye.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Antisocial Butterfly Podcast, your new favorite podcast. So thrilled that you are here. We are almost at 500 subscribers. Make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do. We are trying to hit to that 500 butterflies out there. Thank you so much for everyone who has already subscribed. Hopefully after this video airs, we have reached 500. I think we're only a few subscribers left, so I know we can make it happen. For my listeners out there, I have a new background. I have a new setup here, which I'm super excited about. I want to first give a shout out and a big, huge thank you to my husband, Correa. He helps me put everything together. So this is the beautiful setup that we have here. This background I got on Amazon, and I put this fun little light that I have. We are going to change it a little bit, but for the most part, I love the white brick background. I was actually inspired by a podcast that I love and support. I've mentioned the podcast here before. This podcast called Shins and Giggles. Two sisters who have recently launched a podcast. I love their setup. So inspired by them. Little by little, now every episode, you might see a few differences on the setup. You might see me incorporate a few little items every episode, but I am so thrilled with this new setup. As soon as I saw Shins and Giggles and I saw their white brick background, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, immediately let me put that on my vision board. I loved it so much. And of course, I love the neon lights. Hopefully we were going to get a Antisocial Butterfly neon light on here. Your girl is stepping up her game with the visuals. This is super fun to just change up the look, and I want to just have a consistent setup and background for the episode. So for sure, let's play out this white brick background. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun and testing things. And if you see something that inspires you and that you like, why not just try it out? Thank you, babe, for always helping me out and going along with my ideas. I love you for that. So thank you. This neon light right here, yes, it is cute and all, but we will get hopefully the Antisocial Butterfly sign. That is major goals. Before, when I wanted to do something, I wanted the end result before I launched something. And now it's like, let me just go with the flow. Let me show the progress. So here it is, the white brick. This is not how it's gonna ultimately look at the end, but this is a starting point, and so it encourages me to finish. For the perfectionists out there, just like me, who suffer from that, where we have an amazing idea, but we feel like we have to have everything in order before we actually start. Just take that first step, no matter what it is, and that will help you get the ball rolling. On today's episode, I wanted to share about 3 people who I have been following for years, and they openly have shared how they struggle with some form of anxiety and depression. And these are people that I aspire to be one day with their confidence and how they put themselves out there. So let's talk about the first one. There is a very inspirational, motivational speaker who I love to death, and that is Mel Robbins. She is someone I hold really close to my heart, and when my anxiety is high or I have a lot of thoughts overwhelming me, what I try to default to is going to listening or watching positive podcasts. And Mel Robbins, thankfully, was somebody who I ran across when I was searching for some positivity and a confidence boost. And recently I ran into an interview that she had. She was on Impact Theory, and she was interviewed by Lisa. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Her and her husband run Impact Theory. Lisa and her husband own Quest Nutrition. I didn't know that her and her husband own Quest Nutrition. I was so shocked to learn that. And here they are being the amazing powerhouse couple, inspiring people with their videos and messages, owning Quest Nutrition. Now they release videos, amazing videos, and now you can sign up to their university. If you want to improve your confidence, your self-esteem, and just change your life, they offer amazing courses and classes that you can sign up through their university. They are a powerhouse couple. They both interview amazing people. Lisa interviews Mel Robbins. I watched it a few days ago. I don't know if you guys are like that out there. When I listen to a podcast, I sometimes just have to listen to it or watch it, and then I have to listen to it again. And then when I listen it to the second time, I'm taking notes. So with this, only heard it once so far, but man, so awesome. Make sure you check out this video, which is such a tremendous podcast. It's so powerful. This is such a great episode. You guys are going to love it. Make sure you check it out. Lisa's YouTube channel is called Women of Impact. If you want to subscribe to that, I would totally recommend it. Seeing these kinds of videos tremendously, I cannot stress how impactful watching these kinds of videos has helped me in days where I needed to, when it's been just rough. It's a great pick-me-up, so make sure you subscribe to that, Women of Impact. It's crazy to me to think that some people that I admire and look up to suffer from anxiety, depression, overthinking, and Mel Robbins is one of them. There's so many names that I can go through that have inspired me. We're just going to break it up through episodes, mention people that inspire me, people that you should subscribe to. It's all about feeding your algorithm with positivity, searching for positivity, because really what you see and read and search for does impact you, does impact your emotion, does impact your actions. So things that we can control, going back to what can we control that can influence our emotions and our thoughts. We can't control it all, but we can control what we watch, controlling what we see, ultimately controlling what we are feeding our mind. It is hard to focus on positivity every day, but I've learned that being positive, being happy is a choice. It doesn't naturally just hit you. You have to choose it. It's not automatic. It's going to take work. It's going to be a choice by myself that I have to daily make. And sometimes it's by every minute, every hour is choosing happy, because why? Things happen, right? Everyday life is a new adventure. Life throws us things that we ultimately can't control. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm so thankful that Mel Robbins came into my life, and she is definitely one of my top 5 people that I always go back to watching her videos, her content. So in the interview, something that touched my heart, on top of sharing that she suffers from overthinking and self-doubt, it's very inspiring when someone that you look up to, someone that you never thought, because they are so confident. You see how they speak, you see something that you admire, you put them at a level way higher than yourself, and you can't relate sometimes when you do that. But when they share information that you also have experienced or felt, it connects you with them. And so Mel Robbins has such a way of expressing and sharing what she has gone through. And she shares how to overcome it in such a humble way, and how she does it, I just connect with her. Don't know ultimately what people have struggled with, what they have overcome to get where they are. We all have our stories. We all have our daily struggles. Yes, we show up and we're online. We show up to promote positivity and to show up our best versions of ourselves. But yes, there are moments that we are not perfect. We're human, and we have bad moments. We have tough situations. Life gets tough. Life gets real. And you have to accept that you will not be perfect every single time. It's all about perspective. What are we telling ourselves? And during the interview, she reminded me of that. She reminds us of that. Is ultimately, what are we telling ourselves at any moment in any situation is truly the direction of where are we going to go emotionally. What has helped me overcome my perfectionism and overthinking is going to people who also struggle through it, learning from people who currently struggle through it, how they are overcoming it. That is something that I've learned, is people who I admire, they have not overcome anxiety. It's not overcoming anxiety. It's that you are dealing with it. You are learning how to manage it. You are learning how to control it. It's a journey, a process. There's no end result here when it comes to anxiety, depression. It's all about what are you doing in the journey of it all, in the process, to try to manage and survive in this crazy world. Filling up your time with people like Mel Robbins surely is definitely going to help you keep on track and focus of how to overcome those negative thoughts and how to pick yourself back up, and how to overcome sadness, because it's not always unicorns and rainbows. We're all going to have seasons, and every day can also carry its own set of challenges. So knowing how to manage life, knowing how to manage emotions is truly a life hack and skill that we all need to learn. Talk about people you never thought would suffer from anxiety. This next influencer who has inspired me very much and who also entertains me with his humor, Alannized. His name is Alan. He has a podcast. He's an influencer. We've mentioned his podcast, Noches de Pendejadas, which I religiously watch. On one of his YouTube videos, he shares about his struggles with anxiety. I was so surprised to learn that he suffers from anxiety. He's an influencer. He puts himself out there. He has an amazing sense of humor, and his videos, he's super funny. He seems like the life of the party. In my head, he seems super confident. Like he walks into a room and everyone wants to hang around. That's how I imagine Alan. So the fact that he shares that he suffers from anxiety, I was so surprised. And certain things that he shared in his video, I resonated with. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel that way as well. And that's what I love about sharing how we feel, is that it shows that we are not alone, and it connects people. It brings people together. So I want to share the video that I ran into of Alan sharing his personal experience with anxiety.
I got a major ass panic attack, like an anxiety attack at the mall. I don't know, like for some reason, I felt like I was doing so good with going out to eat alone, going out to like public places alone. But there's just sometimes, you guys, when it's so overcrowded and like for some reason I fucking panic, I get anxiety.
I completely understand what he's going through, is feeling overwhelmed all of a sudden when you're out and about and you just get hit with anxiety. It doesn't have to be the mall. It could be just anywhere where you are surrounded with a lot of people.
Wow, I'm sad. I was getting really bad social anxiety, which for some reason it makes me so sad because I thought I had conquered my fucking social anxiety, but I guess not. Like, wow, I'm sad.
He felt anxiety, and he shares that he felt bad about feeling that way. And that's something I wish to share with you all, that you don't have to feel bad when you feel this way. This is not something that you should feel bad about and beat yourself up because you feel this way. We have to be our own best friend. We have to be our cheerleader. No matter how many times we fall, we have to get back up. So in moments when we fall, when we feel the anxiety, we have to change the narrative, what we tell ourselves. Instead of saying, there you go again, why did you mess up? Why did you feel that way? You're supposed to be changing. Instead, tell yourself, it's okay. You're going to be fine. Pick yourself back up and move along. In the process of us trying to be better versions of ourselves, we are going to still encounter problems that are going to be thrown our way. And sometimes it happens right in the beginning when we are trying to set that good habit. It's like life is sure going to test us, and it's going to continually test us throughout the journey of us trying to be better. It's okay that you may be a motivational speaker, but always tend to get nervous and get a panic attacks before you go up on stage, or a confidence coach or a confidence motivational speaker, but you get panic attacks right before you're about to meet your client. Does that mean you're not a confident person? No, the opposite. What makes us confident, what makes us separate from others, is that we recognize what we're feeling. We recognize those feelings. We know they're there. We continue to press on and still do the action anyways. That is the difference.
Especially when I'm vlogging, because I just feel like people stare extra hard, like, what the fuck is this guy doing with the fucking camera? I get in my head because I think they're getting in their head. So I just fucking panic, you guys.
So that comment, he says that I get in my head that they are getting in their head. We are filling up our minds with the what ifs, scenarios that are probably not even happening, but we are repeating all the possible scenarios over in our mind. The thoughts come immediately for me right when I know an event is coming, when I get the invitation. The thoughts, the worry, the what ifs, and then right before the day of. And here we go, on the way there, the thoughts, their feelings, they're getting intense. It can be very overwhelming, but when we are preparing ourselves for those moments, that's when we can manage them a little bit better. And let's say you go to an event and you have still an anxiety attack. Give yourself that grace. It's okay. And people who have social anxiety tend to be overthinkers, because we are overthinking every little scenario. What are people are thinking that we're wearing? What are people are thinking that we're saying? When in reality, people are thinking the same exact thing about themselves.
I haven't gotten really, really bad social anxiety, you guys, in a really, really bad time. And I know people are gonna be like, oh my god, que ridículo, like, te crees el importante. You think people are staring at you like no one gives a fuck about you. But if you have social anxiety, you know. Even if people are not staring at you, like, for some reason, your mind makes you feel like they are.
That is so true. Butterflies out there who suffer from social anxiety will relate to me and Alan with this comment that he just said. It is something, a mental battle that we go through, that we are battling with these thoughts as soon as we enter a room, as soon as we enter a space. We invent these stories of every person in the room is thinking when it's not even happening. And maybe it could be happening, but we elevate to a certain degree that it paralyzes us from engaging in conversations. So if you suffer from that as well, I just love that he shares that, knowing that he is in the platform that he is, and he is someone who is confident to me, and knowing that he suffers from social anxiety encourages me to still do the things that I do, that no matter what thoughts are going through in my mind, whatever I tell myself, that I show up regardless of what is going on. And that's what I encourage you to do as well, my friend, is no matter what is going on in this head, no matter what you are telling yourself, no matter what people may be saying about you, you show up anyways. You show up to do your passion, no matter how you may feel, because by showing up every single time, you are going to be rewarded without even knowing. Life is going to bless you. The universe is going to bless you with many blessings that you don't even know that are coming your way. That is the purpose of it all, is just keep showing up no matter what. And it's so inspiring when people like Alan share their stories, share what they struggle with, because we all struggle with something. People believe influencers live this perfect life, that are always confident, that are always happy, but just like everyone else, influencers struggle with things, and influencers, just like everyone else, have to put mental health at the top of their list. It just goes to show that anybody and everybody needs to be checked on and be asked, hey, are you okay? What is going on in your world? You can't base people's lives on social media, because we know social media is not the reality of things. People put their best things, and checking up with people is important. I know that's not easy for people like myself, but find your circle, find the people who make you feel comfortable and make you feel like you can be yourself around them. Start there. Who are those one or two people? And just say, hey, been thinking about you. How are you? And it's so inspiring for people to share those struggles, that even though they have reached a certain level of success, that they are struggling just like us, but they are choosing to still show up and still do what they love. Another influencer who positively motivates me, and I have been following for years, love her videos. On one of her recent videos titled Anxiety Chat, she struggles with anxiety and she shares some beneficial essential tools that have helped her manage her feelings and emotions. She's another person that my mouth dropped. I'm like, what? She struggles also with anxiety, but yet she seems so confident to me, and I admire her life, and I still do, even more that she has shared that she suffers from anxiety. From this video that caught my attention is the importance of finding help, the importance of doing things also that will help you, doing things in your control. And there is a consistency in research that I've done and videos that I have come across of people who suffer from anxiety, of what they do to manage them. And number one, that is exercising. Now, exercising doesn't have to be this crazy, strenuous activity. It could just be literally going out for a walk and getting that heart rate up. It all depends what currently is your physical activity. You know what that is, and just doing a little more of that. So make sure you check out this video called Anxiety Chat. I took so many notes from that video. What I love in her video that she shares is therapy helps manage chronic obsessive thoughts. So chronic meaning it's a returning thing, not just a one-time thing. It is coming back. So it's chronic and it's obsessive. It's stubborn, doesn't go away. Also, the importance of a self-care routine. I love from the video that she shares a list of things that she has incorporated in her life. These are things that you can do, that we can do. These are definitely things that are within our control. We just have to plan them out.
I had kind of learned throughout the years on how to manage it. And I had developed a pretty beefy self-care routine. I was consistently going to therapy, exercising, journaling, meditating. All these tools really helped me help me keep afloat.
The thing that she shares that helps her with her anxiety is exercising, journaling, meditation, and like we've talked about, therapy. So hearing these things may seem a lot to incorporate in your life all at once, and it can be, but just focusing on one thing that you can try out for the next couple of weeks. And you're probably looking at this list not knowing where to start. I know just choosing one thing to focus on for the next few weeks and just starting there is a good starting point.
What is anxiety? I would say anxiety is a sensation of fear, worry, dread. There's just like that hum of like, oh shit, like something's about to go down.
Who agrees there with that statement about feeling anxiety? And I know anxiety can be very different for some people, but I love her description of what anxiety is to her because I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly how I feel.
CBT is a type of talk therapy that helps you learn how to identify and change destructive or disturbing thought patterns that are negatively influencing your behavior and emotions. So if you are ruminating over something over and over and over, and it's debilitating your life, maybe CBT is something you might want to look into.
So this is a form of therapy that I didn't know existed. I immediately wrote that down to learn more about it. I listen to a lot of podcasts that promote BetterHelp, and this podcast is not sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp helps you find a therapist, and you don't have to go into a doctor's office. You can meet them all virtually. So I love that. Super convenient. So I really encourage, if that's something that you've been exploring, do it. Many people that I look up to and are successful have therapists. So it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to talk to someone when you need to. Make sure you check out Jenn Im for some awesome content and positive videos. Make sure you give her a follow, because if you want more amazing tips, make sure you go follow her videos. Okay, another person who I have looked up to and have been following for years is AlondraDessy, the beautiful, talented AlondraDessy. She posted in a video back in February of this year her struggle with mental health. She actually went to seek medical help, which is very hard for a lot of people to do, is to actually admit and go seek medical help. And then she shares this video, which is titled Opening About My Mental Health. It takes courage for someone to share something like that. So I was taken aback. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I just feel like my brain is all over the place. Like 1 minute I have anxiety, the other minute I'm like A-okay. I'm just so tired of all this up and down. I don't know. I just feel like me feeling like this can affect the people around me, and obviously I don't want that. I want to be a better person for my partner, a better person for my son. So I just decided to make that change today. I feel like it's been years that I've been feeling like this, and it's just been way too long. I need to take initiative and actually do something for myself.
Love that side of her, being so loving and open and aware that the things that we do affect people. They don't just affect us. The people around us are affected by our emotions, by what we do. So important that we seek the help. If that doesn't encourage you to do something, if not for yourself, do it for others. Do it for people that love you. You might be hearing this and it may strike a little nerve, and ultimately you are not going to make that change until you want to.
I just want to make this video to inspire people to get help, and I just want people out there to not feel alone, because a lot of people go through things and there's a solution to everything.
Love that she shares that she's doing this to inspire people to get help. There is a solution for everything. There is a solution for everything. We are not alone, and that's something to always remember. And she mentions that exercising has helped her. That speaks to me because I want to always maintain. That speaks to me because in the moments when I feel stressed, anxious, when I have anxiety, I ask myself, have I met my biological needs? Have I slept enough? Have I drank enough water? Have I fed my body? And have I given my body physical attention, exercise, self-care? And when I've checked all those boxes, then I can assess the situation better. Let's see what she shares that helps her with her anxiety. So ultimately, I wanted to share that although people may seem confident, put together, and that they have it all, we all have our struggles. We all go through life, but we don't have to go through it alone. And people don't know what they don't know. If you don't share what is going on in your life, we can't let people assume. We can't do that to people in our lives that care about us. I've done that, and it's not a healthy way to carry a relationship with yourself and with that person that you care about. Don't ever assume, no matter how long you've been with that person, that they should know exactly what to do at every single time. You always have to express yourself. You always have to express what you're feeling, especially to the person that you love, especially to the person that you want to develop a strong relationship with. The most important relationship is with yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to maintain that self-care, manage those thoughts. The best people out there who are successful, the people that you look up to, they may be struggling the same things that you deal with. And the great thing is that we can learn from them. The information is out there of how we can be better. I encourage you to ask yourself, what are you going to do after hearing this podcast? What are you going to do different other than just hearing this video, other than just hitting like, other than just subscribing, other than just commenting? What action step can you do for yourself right now that is in your control? It is up to you and nobody else. You have to do it yourself. Yes, having a community. Yes, having a support system. Alondra talked about in her video that the importance of having a support system, without a doubt, is so important. But we can't rely on that. We can't rely on people. We have to first rely on ourselves. And that's what this community is all about. This Antisocial Butterfly community is embracing each other's imperfections and lifting each other up every single time when we fall. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you mess up on the journey of improving, you get yourself back up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, oh, I thought I was getting better. No. It's going to take time to rewire that brain. And hearing stories from people like this just motivates me so much to keep going, no matter what. No matter what, you keep pushing forward. We all have our struggles. We all suffer from something. So just know that you're not alone. Okay, guys, let's talk about some drugstore products that I have been currently obsessed about. I have been using these products every single time that I apply makeup. These products right here, honestly, are my holy grail products. If they were to ever stop making these products, I will honestly cry. And again, the amazing thing about it is that they're drugstores, so they're affordable. They're such amazing quality as well, which blows my mind. The first product is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I've been looking for a good concealer. I am very picky when it comes to under eye concealer. I have darkness under my eyes and I don't like certain concealers that crease and make you look like you have more wrinkles. We don't want that. This is an amazing concealer. In the last 6 to 7 years that I've been playing with makeup, I have tried so many different concealers. And the fact that this affordable drugstore concealer is less than $10 blows my mind. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. The color that I got is Light Sand. The other two concealers that I love that I ran out is the NARS Custard Concealer and then also Tarte's Shape Tape Concealer. Hands down, this reminds me of Tarte's Shape Tape Concealer. It is so hydrating. Like it says, I live in the desert out here in Nevada. I need some hydration. This concealer does the job. It hides the bags. It hides the dark circles. It's only $10 and just as good as another concealer which costs like around $30. So make sure you try this concealer. Let me know what you think. Other drugstore product that I've been obsessed about is this Wonder Stick from NYX. It's their highlight and contour stick. This is their universal color. I only use one side of this because the highlight side I don't really use. I only use the contour side to contour my nose, contour my cheeks, contour my forehead. Love this color for contouring. It's so perfect. I've run out of this product so many times over the years and I continually always go back to buy it. It's all about cream contour, cream blushes. I love cream products and this contour stick is so perfect. It blends beautifully. I have no problems blending this. And like I said, the color contour is so beautiful. It reminds me of the Hoola bronzer, but just in a cream version. And lastly, this NYX color corrector I could not live without. Like I mentioned, I have dark circles. So when my dark circles are wanting to show up a little extra, this is my lifesaver. I put this before I put my foundation and it helps so much to neutralize the darkness of my eyes. This is the color Light and it has a peach undertone. I love it. Make sure you check this out. It's a drugstore, so it's less than $10. So there you go for a segment of affordable drugstore products that you can find at your local Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Amazon. You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode. Make sure that you help out your girl to reach to 500 subscribers. Hit subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss out another episode. I will catch you in the comments. I will catch you on Instagram. Fly free, my butterfly. Don't let nothing stop you. Bye.